Hello, everyone. First of all, let me thank you, the organization, for the invitation of Anacom to come here and talk a little bit of what we are doing now at this moment regarding the security of the telecom sector. So, my name is João. I'm the head of security of Anacom. In a nutshell, this is what we're talking about today. Uh, we strongly believe that security and resilience are prerequisites for Portugal digital autonomy. So, based on that, we uh, we put in our strategic agenda uh, all the three layers and actions in all the three layers and the technical, operational, and strategic level. So we have all the critical infrastructure in telecom sector in mind. But today I will give you a view of what we did in the last few years regarding the submarine cables and data centers. So why now? We believe that European connectivity is a critical infrastructure because this is the base of the growth of the economic growth and we have now some threats, some new threats that we need to take care of them, like the disinformation, supply chain risk. I think all of you also knows about the work that we developed about the 5G toolbox, for example, at the European level. So this is something that you probably already heard about the submarine cable. At the European level, we are developing the submarine cable toolbox also. So, and this is also we hear today that they are missing some regulation at this point, at security point. So this is the momentum because in Portugal we are at this moment. We strongly believe that this year we'll have the transposition of NIS2 directive. We already have the transposition of the SIR directive, the critical entities resilience directive, and also the Digital Act and the tourist content online. So, Anacom want to be the lead sectoral security uplift across the electric communication. We already operate a sectoral focus CSIR team. We strongly believe that cooperation is the way that we can solve all these kind of issues that we are talking about in security. So in the October last year, almost 1 year ago, we officially launched our sectorial CERT that are now starting connecting to all the telecom operators in Portugal. This is a specific sectorial CERT. We want to work with a proactive posture. We want to prevent attacks. Of course, that we also need to have the skills to react to attack, to help to the operators to handling with incident. But we put all our efforts until now in the prevent part. So we have in our catalog we have a set of let's say products that we can give to you by free. We give this to the telecom sector. If you are a telecom operator, just come to us and join us, because we have a team working for you. We developed some systems that can make some kind of correlation between data and between a lot of MISPs and a lot of fits, and with some guys trained for telecom, uh, to telecom specific needs, we put all this together and we can give this to the sector in order to prevent any kind of attack. Regarding critical infrastructure, this is also the moment. I think most of you don't know, but we don't have yet in Portugal any official critical infrastructure in telecom sector. This is true for Portugal, and this is also true for some other countries in Europe, because the third directive is something really new, and this job is made. We are making this job right now with something that probably you never heard before, is Comissão Planeamento de Emergência das Comunicações. This is a commission that are working with the Homeland Security and the civil authority, the ANEPS, Autoridade Nacional de Emergência e Proteção Civil, and we are working with them in order to make this process of identify critical entities, critical service, and of course in the end we'll have the critical infrastructure. And after that, of course, that we will have a new requirements for this kind of infrastructure. This is more or less what we are doing right now, the systematic mapping of critical communication assets and dependencies. We already start working with the operators about this. What the transposition said is that we need to make a national risk assessment before. So we are making this with the Homeland Security system. During the last month, we were working with them to have the first national risk assessment. After that, and this risk assessment, just for you to know, that this is, at this moment, we are doing this in all the sectors. Of course, that the commission that I told you is only focused on telecom, but in all other sectors, they are also making this. And of course, that exercise-driven validation to test plans, communication, and continuity is one of our priorities. Probably some of you already heard about the exercise that ANACOM organized in last years. And the last year, we organized one of the biggest exercises in the world regarding the submarine cable security. Of course, that we realized that this kind of infrastructure need to be more, we need to put some more efforts on that. So we organized this exercise. So in last year, we put together 38 different entities inside the same room. More than 100 people talking together about the security of this kind of infrastructure. This is something really nice, and we put together cable owners, repair companies, data center companies, regulators, other authorities, all over the world, not just Portuguese companies. There are a lot of outside companies already participate in this exercise. Of course, that we also put here the defense is a quite big important part in this exercise. So as I told you, this is one of the largest national initiatives ever carried out, and we are presenting this all in the European side also. And of course, that we express our readiness to organize some bilateral pan-European exercise. So, if some of you also want to be part of a future exercise, because this exercise is a cycle of exercise. The first one was one of the biggest ones, because we want to put everyone together talking about this, but we will not stop here. And as you saw, the legal framework that are in front of us, it's not easy, but we are here to support you in order to be compliant with this future legal framework. So I finish here my presentation, and just to give you a final word that we really think that cooperation between operators and authorities are the key to win this, let's say, this battle with this kind of guys, state supporter guys that for some reason want to break some or to provoke some incident or some impact in our country. So finish here.
Thank you so much, João. Please have a seat in the chair on the other side. So just an adjustment on the program, because we are running late here. So the last session of this stage, from blackout to awareness, building resilience from the future, it will be landed the other stage, the other side, okay? So we'll continue. Enjoying João for a brief presentation, please welcome Samuel Carvalho, CEO of Telcables Europe, that is bringing an international and industry-driven view of connectivity from a company that links Portugal to Africa and beyond.
Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is the last day of this event. I would like to congratulate all this production team here from Storm and from Europalco and all the team that is here from the Kicks producing this event. It's very interesting to have you guys here. And with our experience in great events, you guys are rocking it, and you guys deserve it. Thank you. Also, big thank you for everyone of our attendees and everyone that is here in exposing. You guys are making the lot for this hub connection of Portugal. You guys are doing a lot. You're doing leapfrogs, jumps for taking Portugal to another level. Thank you very much. So Portugal is Fado, is Ronaldo, and is also something like this. You're gonna see how it looks in the end. This is like a teaser of the internet. Yes, we have a big wave running. Yes, I come from the big waves. My former role in Portugal Telecom was to create also events of big waves and surf. And Portugal has now a big wave ahead. Not 100 feet, almost 100 feet wave, but even bigger one. Portuguese are for sure natural wave riders, but are we ready to this next big wave, next digital big wave? So I believe, wrapping up the previous presentations, wrapping up the previous panel, I believe Portugal is now Europe's digital highway and also a digital gateway. So we for sure also look at Portugal as a big highway of infrastructure connecting the south, connecting continents, and I use this idea of Portugal times 3 in order to wrap up the previous slides and the previous presentation of my colleagues. So we have a strategic location, but inside this location, we have done a pretty good job. Good for my former company, Mel, that states a very good fiber optic infrastructure, the number 3 in the world. And thanks to that, Portugal is very, very well supplied by a very good fiber connectivity. Times 3, because our position reduces times 3 the latency versus Northern European routes. So this means every round trips for the traditional flap hubs, Frankfurt, London, Amsterdam, Paris, and also the D from Dublin. Now they're going to see DL flaps D plus L, which is Lisbon. We are reducing latency versus these Northern Europe routes from US to Europe. So times 3 because we have this optimized transcontinental data. So we have a traffic investment growth, and this traffic investment growth comes because we have a pivotal landing on the west coast of Europe, of course, and we have now the appetite for all the submarine cables, for the global submarine cables to get here. So this landscape makes also ideally that we could run 15% of the world's total projected landing points, and we are connecting from Lisbon, from Portugal, 115 cable landing stations by 2026, which is just tomorrow. So in terms of data center, I believe Rui already addressed this. And yes, Rui, you're quite correct. Lisbon hosting over 15%, but 50%, but this fast-growing data center market, as Rui said, will go to 3.09 billion in 2030. Of course, 9,400 jobs. This is very important for us to add to the GDP. Rui also said this. This is being well connected to you, Rui. So we are now riding the AI wave. We also heard yesterday NVIDIA presentation talking about this. This AI wave is now a reality in Portugal, and also, as you heard yesterday, will be soon a reality in Angola. This means, like old times, Lisbon and Angola will be connecting for a very, very effective solution now with AI. So modern times are taking a big opportunity for these two sister cities. And of course, in the eyes of the AI, we are seeing a big role from Portugal in terms of supporting hyperscale data demands. Of course, we are talking about the GPUs deployed. Of course, we are talking about to being now positioned in a manner where we are the first and largest AI infrastructure. So we could say now that Portugal is the Euro leader in AI readiness. Very good to say outside. I must say that we usually operate more than 30 international events like this with more than 3,000 people. And you can see that what's happening here and this presentation needs to be deployed for the other markets in order for them to see that Portugal is truly riding an AI wave. So we have talked also about regulation, environment, and innovation in the previous panels. Yes, when we talk about GPUs, we need to say that we need to have this infrastructure facility with correct power supply, with, of course, cooling systems and physical security. We have this talk right now with João Alves talking about this. Also, the networks that connect with high bandwidth, that connect with proximity to the IX, like DKX here and other IX in London, for example, to be also having redundant network paths. What is the kind of redundancy that is needed for Portugal? Portugal needs to be not just a one-stop and exit shop. We need to be a one-stop for content, and people need to use the local submarine cables that are connected here to connect to other places, and also to have a kind of alternate, diverse connectivity, representing a secure opportunity for Middle Eastern companies, African companies, Brazilian companies, and US companies to come here and have these alternative routes coming here and to sustain the GPU needed. Technical capability is important because we see that all the GPUs optimized racks require a new architecture for the new data centers that soon will no longer be called data centers, will be called GPU factories. So this is important in terms of scalability, and this is important in terms of AI workloads support. And in the end, the location factors that comes, of course, with geopolitical stability, a very good climate, which is important to be away from the big hurricanes, to be away from the kind of disrupting solutions that create disasters. Proximity to talent. Yes, we have here, amongst here, international engineers from Portugal, from Portuguese-speaking countries that are really stars around the world. We should say this. We have amongst here, amongst the big players in Europe, in Africa, and the US, engineers that comes from our universities and are real stars in the world. Very important talent. Cost efficiency and regulatory compliance and incentives. I use this idea also underlined with the coming need for us to project EU taxes, green incentives along this GPU solution or GPU positioning. So Portugal offers a stable innovation, a friendly regulatory environment. Yes, modern regulatory framework. We are seeing this Estel Cables Europe coming here and having a subsidiary from Angola Cables. We know that Portugal opened pretty much to us a very good and friendly regulatory framework with ANACOM, thank you, which is very important for us. So the simplification of products and authorization comes along with the fulfill of the requirements, but we start deployment without even commit all and aggregate all the licensing process. So this is also very important for companies that are fast-paced than others. And also, we are seeing here a big opportunity of Portugal as an edge location to be opening to the EU funds. It's something that I was with Nadia, that is on the audience, talking during the lunch, that yes, you could use the lawyers not just to sort out or solve our problems, but lawyers to find the effectiveness of solutions that Europe usually is providing. And of course, this is not the climate, because yesterday we have a good climate again. It's not every country that we can be in a party like yesterday until 1 a.m. I was, and I'm fortunate for that, because it's my home country, and now I have the ability to be here, really close to home and without rains. Imagine doing this in São Paulo with a day of rain. It would expect 1 hour and a half to be from one place to another. Portugal is really a very good place to be and a very good place to suit out these solutions that we have. So, adding into more smart, this multi-layer infrastructure approach. Yes, Portugal has submarine cables. We already said this. Alberto said this. Rui said this. Data centers, of course, and cloud interconnections is the way to forward also. Portugal needs more cloud. The companies, in order to be more smart and to be running at this pace, they need cloud solutions. That's one thing that we are deploying also with a solution called Clouds to Europe to create this multi-layer infrastructure approach. Security by design is something that it's our bread and butter. It's something that comes with us like the idea of generating the infrastructure. We need to be compliant. We need to be certificated. We need to be aligned with the GDPR. So this is something that comes with us. And cybersecurity is very important. And also, I would say, the networks accommodate a very important role, like submarine and others. And the interest in data centers of the submarine cables are very important in order to create resilience, security, and a new opportunity for us to work better. Leverage Portugal energy transitions for a sustainable digital growth, I think, is also a next path to observe in the future, because we need to be prepared for all this growth in terms of data centers, in terms of landing stations, in terms of cables connecting. So we need to leverage this and have the fundamental to be to have redundancy and sovereignty of data here, to be a local host. This is very important in terms of host and talking about the word host, because most of the time Portugal is being seen as a country where the data, where the content also just passes here and go to other data centers and go to other sites. We need to be able to host Portugal like Portugal data centers usually claim. So we have beautiful doors also. Yes, quite beautiful doors, quite traditional beautiful doors. Uh, yes, from Europe's to Atlantic front door. But now the new doors of Portugal are these ones, the digital ones. That's the new doors of Portugal. These are the new opportunity of Portugal to become Europe's digital front door. Mel usually says this every place. And yes, we work in cooperation with all operators. I think this is what underpins all the solution for us to not be seen as competitors, but to cooperate in between all the players in creating a very, very good environment. About the environment, I believe most of you don't know this, but this is interesting to say. This is not a telegeography map, this is our map. This is Angola Cable's map. So we start with 33,000 kilometers of fiber, submarine fiber in the Atlantic. We are one of the main players in the Atlantic, if not the main player in the Atlantic. And the green ones, you see, that are our cables from São Paulo to Miami. And also we have capacity on São Paulo to New York. The blue ones are our own cable. Yes, worth to say that when we talk pretty much that we have a CTO that came from an hyperscaler, we are one of the most old partners of an hyperscaler in Brazil. We are partners of Google since early days, and even we operate their landing station in Brazil, in this cable called Monet. We were the first one to do this submarine Atlantic cross from Angola to Brazil, and also we connect from South Africa to Lisbon and then onward to London. So, meaning the other cables that you see here that are not our own is cables where we have capacity to lease and capacity to design business, and the total capacity for this design business is in the heights of 83,000 kilometers of cable. So this is something that you have now available in Portugal, and this is something that this ASN is something that all the data centers are wanting to have, because we are here to cooperate, we are here to open Portuguese market, and we are here to bring the international and European operators through Lisbon, because Lisbon is now what it takes. Worth to say that this is all thanks to one company that has a vision years ago called Angola Cables. And this company, supported by the government and supported by the mobile operators, created this map here that makes us all proud, makes me proud, working for a company like this and representing his service and servicing this company for Portugal here in Europe, as long as we have operation in South Africa, Nigeria, Brazil, and of course Europe and the US. So keep an eye on us, because we are already riding this wave, but possibly this big wave 12 is coming, like the one in Nazaré, but we should be able to ride it, and you are all able to ride it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear speakers. Thank you, Samuel. So we have a few minutes to talk a little bit about your insights, of course, and about the issues you addressed. So my first question will be, as global players invest in Portuguese networks, how can we balance openness to innovation with the need for control over critical infrastructure? João, you can start.
Thank you. Like I said in my presentation, we are working. We are putting a lot of effort in this job of create very good conditions for critical infrastructure. As I said, we don't have yet the critical infrastructure identified, but so we strongly believe that after this hard work, we can say that we'll have a more, let's say, security environment for this kind of infrastructures. Also, with the support that the ANACOM and the sectorial cert that ANACOM can provide to these operators, um, because we can have something really specific for the telecom operators. Uh, we believe that we can help these operators already in market or new operators to come here because you can count on us for to help and to support this kind of growth, economy growth in Portugal.
Okay, thank you. Samuel, as a major operator with a transatlantic footprint, how you see Portugal's role in the global digital map evolving?
Well, Portugal is today one of the new kids on the block in terms of in
But
terms
we are surfing the wave.
but we are surfing the wave. We should be able to surf on the wave. Uh, Portugal is becoming the ideal place to sustain part of the projects of submarine cables and part of the projects of data centers because of all the reasons we have been told,
Geographic.
geographic and everything, not this panel, even the other one,
Yes.
but mostly because the players that are actually here are representing already the country and are representing already the opportunity. We are representing this opportunity. We were representing this opportunity last week in London. We ran Mel and other Portuguese players were there. Also, we have a very good representation of this opportunity in Brazil and Africa and the Middle East. And why does this happen? Because the idea of having alternate routes, diverse routes, and passing south to south to get to Portugal is important in the first way. And the other idea is to connect the big markets than Brazil and the US directly to Portugal using specific cables like Link or connecting to Middle East and Asia and the BRICS using our SAX cable, which is very important from Brazil to Angola, and then and that is creating already a solution for the players because the hyperscalers when they have problems with the the existing cables on, for example, on the Red Sea, they have a solution that passes through Portugal, and we already displayed this solution. It's not a proof of concept; it's an effective concept that is correct for certain demands of traffic to get to Portugal, and to create an effective solution by the country.
Thank you. João, looking ahead, what kind of coordination between European regulators will be needed for get the continent's strategic autonomy stronger in the next few years? In your
Okay,
opinion?
I will say that we don't need only EU level coordination. I think we'll need for this kind of infrastructure a global coordination. For example, we have a very good relation with Anatel from Brazil. For example, Anacom participate in the exercises of the submarine cable exercises organized by Anatel and Brazil military, Brazil Navy, and they also participate in our exercise. So we need that. We strongly believe that only with this kind of cooperation we can be ready to have a more stability framework for these operators. In terms of EU level coordination, we believe that with the new directives like NIS 2, we will have a kind of harmonization in terms of security for all the European countries. So we think with the NIS2 and the third directive are implemented in all countries, in all European Union countries, we will see the same playground for all the telecom operators.
Okay. To close, Samuel, in your view, what does the concept of Atlantic convergence mean in practical terms for collaboration, investment, and resilience?
This means having all the players on the ground. This means having everyone on board, creating synergies, creating solutions, and getting everyone on the same direction a big solution, which is the promotion of this hub. We already done this in Brazil, it's worth to say. We started in Brazil a few years ago when when we have non-cable landing there, and we landed Monet, and after Monet, more 13 cables landed there, and we have all the knowledge what it takes to build a hub. And to build a hub is meanings we need to be quite supportive everywhere. We need to be quite present everywhere in order to give a reasons for the figures that we see for Copenhagen economics to be built and for the business cases to be sorted out, and having the players involved. If we have all the players involved and we have all this common ground in the same and with all the team in every position for the same side, I think we can match to have a good hub. I think it can match to have the private and the public connected, and I think we can make Europe proud of opening this door. And we are not the edge anymore. Sometimes we are the real deal, and we are the real place to be and to host, which is Portugal, which is Lisbon, which is Porto, and the other regions.
Okay. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, João, for being here with us and for your precious insights.
Thank you very much.
you.